Hey everyone, so my name's Nicole and I want to start doing makeup tutorials for beginners because I am a beginner. And so I thought I would take people on my journey that don't really know how to apply makeup, don't really know just what to do with makeup, because that's kind of where I'm at. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos and that is awesome, but I found out that you can't really get the look that you want until you practice and continue practicing. So I thought that I would just share my journey with beginners with beginner. The look that I'm going to do today is called Spotlight Glam. Since we're in quarantine, I like to take some days and just play with different makeup so that when it is time to go out, I'm ready and I'm not continuing to practice. So I'm going to do his Spotlight Glam. He is amazing. He's so good with makeup, and so I will tag his actual video, but this is going to be my beginners to his tutorial. So basically what I want to focus on is the eyes, because I don't really care too much about the rest of my face. I already applied a little bit of foundation. I used NARS medium to Santa Fe Sheer Glow, and this is really expensive. So being in quarantine, I did get a little bit of sun the other day while I was reading outside, socially distanced from everybody. And so since I do have a little bit of natural glow and tan, I don't want to waste too much of this really expensive product all over my face. So basically what I did is I just added a little bit of foundation to my under eye, my inner eye, and my upper eye because I have dark circles. And then I just added a touch of this to this area because there's a lot of discoloration and red, and I have a little bit of a pimple right there. And then I just dabbed down here, dabbed a little in there, and then just kind of blended, dabbed right here, and then the rest is pretty much natural. I use Tati's beauty blenders for around my eyes because this guy is really tiny and it's a little thicker than the big one. And so I just dab around my eyes, dab under, dab, dab, blend. When I do a full face, I use this guy and I literally wipe. I'm probably doing this all wrong, but guys, I'm a beginner, so we're doing this. So I just wipe foundation, and then blend, right? I highly recommend these products, highly. Tati is not my favorite person. I find her a little agitating, but then again, people find me agitating. So, however, I would get her palette if I didn't have so many other great ones, but these, I will never go back to a beauty blender. The Blendifuls are one of, if not my best beauty investments. For real. I'm not even. After I put my foundation on, I use Kylie concealer, skin concealer, and I use Stone. I love her concealer. I don't love all of her products. Some of her lip kits I don't love, and some of her lip kits I absolutely love. So sometimes it's a hit or miss. I also have her highlighter, which is amazing, but I do use, that's another video. I do use the Kylie concealer, and I just love this. And so I just put a little under my eyes. However, this is a little bit more expensive, so I just swapped it with L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear concealer. This is my first time trying this. I have not necessarily read the reviews. However, I just wanted a cheap concealer so that I'm not using my expensive makeup every day in quarantine to play around with stuff. So far it's fine. I just got it. And I did just swap out my foundation for Maybelline, one of their top foundation products. So it's all what, $5.99, $12.99. It's insanely cheap, and the reviews are amazing. So we'll see with the foundation, but this is what I use today. And then after I do my concealer around my eyes, and then just again tap, 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 I and baking. I love baking. So I use Lancome, and it comes in a bottle like this. Lancome, and this is the Long Time No Shine Translucent. And basically what I do is I pour some in here, dab it, dab under my eyes, and dab out. Dab under my... I usually only dab out when I have a full face, but just for the heck of it today, since I'm doing mainly just my eyes, I went all the way out so that when I'm done with my eyeshadow, I can just brush it away and hopefully there will be like that eyeshadow line. And then I also dab down here because I crease a lot, and then I dab in the creases right there, dabbed a little here, and then dabbed a little for those lines. But I didn't do any around here because I really don't have any. I have very, very little foundation, if any, out there. It's really just all skin moisturizer. Now that I look like this, I'm gonna go watch this tutorial, and then I'm gonna come back and show you what the finished product is. And if I look silly, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So I'm gonna go watch the video. Maybe you should go watch it too. And then I'm not gonna do a video on it yet because it's my first time trying it. So I'm just gonna show you the final product. I'm pretty much at the end of my Eye Glam Natural makeup look, which makes no sense. So I finished my wings, and I'm gonna add a little bit of touch to Ghini's video. I will tell you the details in a minute about how I changed this look up anyways, but the finishing touch that I wanna do is lightly go under my maroon with a dark brown, medium dark brown. I'm using the Tarte Lip palette. I love this palette. Neutrals, and I'm blending Smoke Show and Activist. And I'm just lightly going over the maroon that I already had, which I'm not sure is gonna turn out right, but again, I warned you, I'm a beginner and I'm learning. I don't really like that the maroon is getting swept away. So I'm not sure if you're supposed to go dark first and then light, or light first and then dark. I went light first because I didn't really know I was gonna do a dark to the ends. So I think I'm gonna add a little bit more maroon to the bottom. So I'm done with my eye look, okay? So I still haven't swept away the baking. So I'm just gonna sweep it away now. And basically from what I've learned is if you keep your baking on under your eyes, it kind of sweeps away like all of the eyeshadow that falls. So I'm just gonna sweep, and look at that line. You guys, I can never do this like eyeshadow line. It's always just like a blotch. And so I really like starting that because it gives it that like professional line that people like. Okay. And then I just, again, I didn't really put anywhere else. I really just put it underneath my eyes. And then the rest of my face is pretty natural with slight dabs of foundation. Now, if you want to give yourself like a little bit of a sun-kissed glow, I really need a new palette because you probably can't even tell what this is. This is the Anastasia Contour Kit. And I really love it, but like, look at what it looks like. This is my first contouring kit. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. The next one I'm gonna get is Scott Barnes, but he sold out, and due to the quarantine, I don't think he'll be producing anymore anytime soon, but this works for now. So I really use, this is the lighter of the two, and this is really for like define tan or contouring. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't really like the highlighter. I don't think it's highlighty enough. It's very light, so I use my highlighter. This is just, you can't really see. This is like a yellowy, I don't use this one either. And then this is just normal, my normal skin color. So if I do use this one, I just use it with a big brush to blend everything when I do a full face. So I think like if you want a little bit of skin glow, I'm gonna go in with the lighter of the two and just do my nose. And then maybe like a little bit of, oop, I went in with a darker one. All right, now I gotta commit. A little bit of cheek, but you don't wanna go too heavy, like if you're just trying to look normal like me, except your eyes look like you're going to whatever. Just blend, just make it look like you got a little bit of a tan, which I do, but for me and my skin tone, a tan makes everything better. But that's just for me. All right. And again, I modified it a little. His is the Spotlight Glam. I blended mine a lot more than he did. So I did the outside and the inside dark. I used maroon instead of like a dark greenish, grayish, blackish that he used because the maroon really goes with my eyes. And so I really wanted to try a new look with that. He did not do the inner corners with a brightening color because he wanted to focus on the spotlight, but I added that. And then I also added like a highlighter color up here, which I don't believe he did. I added eyeliner, and then I did not do the middle spotlight. I made my dark all the way, and then I added a little bit of dark to the ends. So mine's a little different, but that's just because I'm playing with like what style looks good for me. But I want to show you the colors that I used really quick. So this Morphe palette I got as a gift from, it was a used gift, but it's okay because it was my first palette, from my cousin, and it's 25B, the Bronzed Mocha by Morphe. I was so excited to get this palette because I've never had a palette before. So when she gave it to me, I was like, oh, so cool. So what I used was I used this guy for my base. And then I used this guy for my maroon dark look. Then I use, see now, this is my first Morphe palette bought on my own, and it's 35V, whatever the hell that means. And I used for my bright spots, I used Swipe Right. Ooh, is that a sign? Is that a sign? I think it might be. So I used Swipe Right. And I think that's it. So if you want this look or the actual look, go to Ghini's page. I will put it at the bottom. And you guys have a great, great, great rest of your day.